You think you know fireworks, right? Well, this explainer might just change your mind. We're going to go way beyond the bright lights of a typical travel guide. We're here to uncover the deep, centuries-old story behind Japan's most spectacular summer tradition. And it all starts with one pretty surprising question. I want you to really think about this for a second. In the West, we hear those bangs and we immediately think of victory, New Year's, a big party. But what if that wasn't the point at all? What if their original purpose was something, well, something far more solemn and way more spiritual? Okay, picture this. It's 1733. Japan is in the grip of a terrible famine and a deadly cholera epidemic. The country is suffering. So the ruler, Shogun Tokugawa Yoshimune, does something pretty unexpected. He orders a massive fireworks display over the Sumida River in Old Tokyo. But get this, it wasn't a party. It was a national prayer. Each burst of light was to comfort the souls of the dead and to literally banish the plague. And that origin story, that's the very soul of Japanese fireworks.
So right there, you have two completely different philosophies. Western fireworks, they pretty much grew out of royal parties and military wins. They are a symbol of power, of joy. But Japanese fireworks, or Hannabi, they were born from this need to comfort spirits, to mourn, and to pray for peace for the whole community. You see the difference? One is a shout of triumph, the other is a beautiful collective prayer sent up to the heavens.
Understanding that origin is step one. But to really get it, you need to understand their DNA. And it's basically built on three pillars that make them unlike anything else in the world.
So, what are these pillars? History, artistry, and community. First, history, that deep, deep root in prayer we just talked about. Second, artistry, and we're talking a level of craftsmanship that is just mind-blowing. And third, community, this idea that you're not just watching a show, you're part of a shared cultural ritual. These three things hold up every single festival. And you can literally see this commitment to artistry in the shape of the firework itself. Check this out. Japanese shells are perfect spheres. Inside, these tiny explosive pellets called stars are meticulously packed by hand. Why? So when it explodes, it creates a flawless sphere of light that looks perfect from every single angle. It's a symbol of wa, which means social harmony. The idea is that everyone in the community gets to share the exact same perfect view. It's an incredible cultural idea expressed through some seriously impressive engineering. And that idea of a shared experience, that leads right into that third pillar, community. You're not just there to watch, you're actually part of it. A great example of this comes from Old Tokyo, where you had these two rival firework masters, Tamaya and Kaguya, who would compete. The crowd would actually shout the name of whoever's firework they liked better, Tamaya or Kaguya. That tradition, that audience participation, is still at the heart of every festival today. All right, so now that we get the why, let's talk about the where. We're heading to the Kansai region, which is really a cradle of Japanese culture. But I'm not just going to give you a list. No, I'm going to help you choose the festival that perfectly matches the kind of story you want to experience. First up, if you're someone who's drawn to deep history, ancient rituals, and that feeling of timeless grandeur, then this is for you. Then you have to experience the Tenjin Matsuri in Osaka. This is not just any festival. It's one of Japan's top 3, with over 1,000 years of history behind it. The main event, the Funato-gyo, is this absolutely stunning procession of 100 illuminated boats carrying a shrine down the river. And the fireworks here, they aren't just for show. They're a hono, a sacred offering to a deity. You're basically witnessing a divine ritual unfold on water and in the sky. It's like a painting come to life. But hey, maybe you're looking for something a bit more contemporary, a fusion of light and energy and modern architecture. If that's you, then Osaka has another side to show you, the Naniwa Yodogawa Fireworks. This festival is the polar opposite of Tenjin. It was actually started back in 1989 by local volunteers who just wanted to bring some energy to their city. Its stage is the glittering skyline of Umeda's skyscrapers. The show is this high-octane, perfectly choreographed spectacle of light and sound, a true masterpiece of modern entertainment. Now, for our final category, I gotta warn you, this one is not for the faint of heart. This is for the traveler who doesn't just want to see a show, but wants to feel it in their bones. Welcome to the Kumano Grand Fireworks in Wakayama. This festival is 300 years old, rooted in memorial services for ancestral spirits, and it is just raw. It's elemental.
The stage is Onigajo, or Demon's Castle, these sacred, rugged cliffs and caves that are UNESCO World Heritage Site. And here, the landscape isn't just a backdrop, it's an instrument. It's famous for two things you won't see anywhere else. First, Kaijo Jibaku, where they literally throw fireworks from speeding boats, and they explode right on the water's surface. But the finale, the Anagaja Ojikake, that's something else. They put the fireworks on the cliffs and inside the caves, and then detonate them. The entire rock face acts as a giant natural amplifier, creating a physical wall of sound that hits you right in the chest. You don't just hear it, you feel it. So, you've chosen your story. The sacred ritual, the urban masterpiece, or the primal force of nature. Now for the last piece of the puzzle, making sure that this becomes a perfect, once-in-a-lifetime memory. Okay, let's be real. The reality of these world-class events is, of course, the crowds. We're talking millions of people. A totally transcendent experience can turn into a stressful nightmare of just fighting for a spot to see something. So how do you avoid that? You make a smart investment in your own experience. Look, this isn't about luxury, it's about value. Instead of spending hours stressed out, you invest in a paid viewing seat for a guaranteed perfect view. To skip the logistical headaches, a viewing tour handles all the transport and details for you. And to really feel it, renting a traditional yukata robe transforms you from just a spectator into a real participant. Don't think of these as expenses, think of them as insurance for a perfect memory. So as you plan your trip, that's really the final question, isn't it? Are you going to stand at the back of a huge crowd and just see some pretty lights in the sky? Or are you going to place yourself at the heart of the action and truly experience the deep, powerful, and absolutely unforgettable story of Japan's fireworks?